Hello, taste buds, and welcome to Put It in My Mouth Pod, the podcast where both of your hosts are taking their statins. I'm Lala.
I'm Judith.
What's up?
We are taking our statins, aren't we?
We sure are, because my cholesterol is high.
Yeah, but I mean, I've heard that it's all hereditary. It doesn't matter what you eat. It doesn't matter like your exercise level.
Sure. I mean, I am a personal trainer.
Just read that on the
and
internet.
I do work out almost every day. Like,
it doesn't matter.
How is it that high?
I've had high cholesterol since I was like 12.
Yeah, god damn. Anyway.
Living that life.
Yeah, and people are always like, well, steak club. And I'm like, we
Once
do
a month.
steak club once a month.
Yeah.
Once a month.
Once a month.
I don't think my red meat intake is that high.
No, I don't either.
Anyway, whatever. But speaking,
I eat so much fish.
yeah, same.
Yeah,
A lot of fish, a lot of sush.
A lot of sushi.
Yeah, my God.
Gross. Let's never say
sush. I hate the
ever
abreve.
again.
Actually,
I
I fucking hate the abreve. And I'm sitting here doing it like a dumbass.
All right. Okay. Never
Okay.
again. That's the last time you've heard us say that.
Right. It felt right in the moment.
It did.
Speaking of steak club, we just had one, and
I'm starting to get torn. I'm starting to get all up in my head about steak club.
it's hard to rate at this point. After you've been to like 22
Yeah.
steakhouses, which I think is the number we've been at. We've been doing this for like 2 years.
And I feel, although, so our guest was from the industry and was pretty harsh, but I feel like if we had gone into this,
oh yeah,
the
steak club always has one guest seat.
yeah, we wouldn't have rated it as harshly if we'd gone at the beginning.
I agree.
Don't you think?
Yeah, it's getting convoluted.
Are we
now.
fatigued?
I
Are we
think
steak fatigued?
We might be a little steak fatigued. And we should have a whole conversation about that. But for today, what I want to talk to you about,
Jeez.
which Steak Club kind of brought this up, is overrated foods. What food to you that people fucking go nuts over do you think is overrated? Because I sure as hell have at least
Yeah, I know.
but
I know.
number
like,
one.
I know two of yours.
Okay,
Okay, so I'm going to take this opportunity
please do.
to tell a secret.
Oh,
That yeah, it's a little bit. You know how loath I am to admit I don't like a food, right?
I do know this.
I'd rather just like vomit in my mouth if it's that bad, but like eat it because like you have to eat
What is it?
fennel. I don't like falafel.
Okay. I mean, I know you don't like celery and all that, but that's not like an falafel.
I don't like falafel.
You
I love
don't.
chickpeas. I
Uh-huh.
love chickpeas in many different forms. It's just the
But you don't like it with the sauce on it and
Nope.
the pita with
I
the
don't like
the pickles.
some of the whatever the combination of spices are. I just don't love it. It's like what is it? Like coriander.
Parsley.
I don't
know.
I'm a little embarrassed about it because everyone's like, "Ugh, falafel, it's so great." And like I've traveled through
No, I've had some shitty falafel. Sometimes
countries,
it's
and this is the best falafel you're gonna have, and I'll eat it. I'll smile. I'll eat it along with the honey, like the halva sort of desserts.
okay.
right?
Sometimes there's too sweet.
I've never liked it ever.
You know that I like savory dessert, but okay, interesting.
Yeah. So the falafel I'm really embarrassed about.
I don't believe that to be controversial, but I have known you since we were 18,
And you didn't know
I
that.
never knew.
Probably because I was like, sure, girl, let's go get some
I
falafel.
don't think we ever go get falafel, but
No, but you know what I mean? Like, I
yeah.
feel like it's a cool food, and I don't fucking like it.
huh?
You heard it here first.
You heard it here first, folks. Taste buds.
Don't give me a...
Well, I don't think anyone's going to
Falafel.
get upset with you, but I think people might get upset with me. And honestly, I deal with it all the time at Steak Club. I think
Oh, this one. Now I know 3.
that the shrimp
Yeah.
the shrimp cocktail is so friggin' overrated. My God. And look, can it be good? Absolutely. But how many times is it good? Usually you get a shrimp and it's just beat to hell. It's mushy.
So the thing with steak club
grainy.
and the shrimp cocktail is I find it interesting that it's Colin who always insists that we order it. Like
Always.
the connoisseur of all connoisseurs, of all gourmands, of all foodies.
Right. And how many times? And I usually
And
there's-
everyone at the table is like, no, we don't want it.
well, not everyone, but the thing about the shrimp cock is there's usually like
Stop saying that.
shrimp cocktail. I
You're
said I
doing it
hated the
again.
abbrev. I know, because I think it's funny now. I'm just
It
making fun of
isn't.
myself.
Stop.
Usually
It
there's
makes me
like
feel icky.
I won't ever do it again. there's like 3 to 5 to an order,
Right.
and there's always 6 of us.
Right.
And they
But
hardly,
that's fine because we split it.
and I will always be the one to bypass it. And hardly ever do they say, "Oh, we can add one for you. We'll just add which I
Right.
think is always lovely when a restaurant does that. Anyway, the point is,
And it's always too expensive.
oh my God. Look, they're supposed to be cold and snappy and just like yummy, but usually they're just rubbery. And I'm like, why did I just put a piece of an $18 for one shrimp in my mouth that just tasted like
For the horseradish.
nothing? And then if you're talking cocktail sauce, if it's too ketchupy, I just want to kill myself. Anyway, I think shrimp cocktail is overrated.
I'm okay with that because it is. It is. It is. And it's overpriced.
Another food, and we're going to say this real quick because we
Okay.
got a lot to get to, but
We really went deep into the hating
Dude,
of.
let us know if you
How do you feel
also
about falafel?
think that falafel and shrimp cocktail are overrated. I also think that lobster rolls can be overrated because you hate celery and I do not really love celery. When there's too much celery and too much mayo and you can't even taste the lobster, if it's just like rubbery, badly prepared lobster, and you know
And
you're paying at
there's
least 40
bread-
bucks.
There's the bread.
Oh, the
which
bread,
is so
yes.
like, come on, man. You can
It's
make
gotta
it
be
like
good.
it's got to be good, and very rarely is it.
right? And the third thing I will say, and I have been proven very wrong, but up until these last 2 places, I would say Le Tete d'Or and the Grill, I was not one to order prime rib.
I am a
it
prime. I am a convert.
well, now I
am a full-fledged convert.
those 2 places were,
I would never have ordered it before. I thought it was sort of like old-fashioned and not good.
I mean, old fashioned is fine, but like you never really know if it's gonna be
Those 2
prepared well.
places, holy shit balls.
Holy shit balls indeed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because sometimes you get a flaccid piece of meat that's like the fat hasn't been really rendered and it's just like not. Anyway, those are my 3.
Okay.
Hit us in the DMs if you want to
Let us
continue
know
this
about
conversation.
your prime rib.
Maybe our guest has something
Okay.
that
Okay.
he thinks is
Uh-huh.
overrated. Yeah. And look, I am a very enthusiastic shellfish person, so I'm sorry
Yeah.
about the shrimp cocktail, but that's the way it is. All right, so today, our guest. Sorry, I can't read my own writing sometimes.
His name is Eric.
his name. Well, correct.
Oh, wait.
I'm trying to read. I like
Okay.
sometimes I write things out of order. It's very strange.
Oh.
Okay, this is a quote: abandonment issues
Uh-huh.
and the toxic trait of motivating himself through spite. I love that. He's a classical cellist, a
Ooh.
fine dining chef who has worked under Ballood at Gramercy Tavern at 11 Madison Park. In fact, the year that it won World's Best Restaurant.
EMP.
EMP, back before it was veg and then not veg. Anyway, he's sharper than his knives and allergic to culinary bullshit. He is responsible for the actual, oh my God, I thought that's an anal, which actually might work too. The actual firestorm, the anal firestorm of spicy chicken that is Pecking House.
Both work.
They both work. Everybody, we've got Chef Eric Huang in the house.
Hey.
An anal firestorm.
Anal firestorm.
Yeah.
Haven't been introed that way yet.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. I mean,
I mean,
it is spicy
depends on
chicken.
how good you are
I've been
with the
sitting
spicy
here just
chicken.
thinking about that. Well, now anal firestorm, but shrimp cock the entire time.
Okay.
Yeah, because I haven't, heard that shorthand quite yet.
Oh, no?
No.
I'm the
Oh,
first to
well,
bring
you're
that
going
to
to
You're the
pretend
first
like
one.
you didn't hear it.
Oh, is this a thing you guys say every time you go to
No,
Steakhouse?
no. But I think that it makes me feel icky on my insides, and I wish that everyone would stop saying it.
Well, I promised her I'd stop. Do you think do you have a food that you think is overrated?
It's funny. I was going to say, all right, so I've been thinking about steakhouses a lot because I've been spending time on Long Island, and they're all. It's the place of steakhouses,
Right.
And
To
like
go
they're
for
all
special
the same.
occasions.
And shrimp cocktail was up there,
Uh-huh.
and
Good.
then I have
We
like a
agree.
whole theory about like the Caesar salad conundrum.
Oh.
About like, don't get me wrong. Here's the thing: like, I think Caesar salad is great, but it is
It
far
can
too
be.
it is far too ubiquitous, though, right?
Yeah.
And like, I think it's more like an indicator of like restaurants and where they're at, because if you have a Caesar salad on your menu, you're playing it safe because you need a specific kind of return. So I think the Caesar salad indicates that it's difficult to take risks now in the food and beverage industry.
But don't you think that you can take a risk with a Caesar salad? Like, for instance, and I said this on a previous episode, but like Cocoduck has a great Caesar salad. I believe
Oh.
they use like a black sesame anchovy. Like, if you can kind of adapt it and do something a little different while still keeping the said integrity of the Caesar. I
True.
think that's really interesting.
Yes. I had a wonderful Caesar salad at Golden Hoff.
Oh, I
Same-
haven't
same
been there
you.
yet, but I mean, they're amazing.
Awesome guy. Awesome interpretation of like
Shout
a
out.
Koreanish Caesar salad. But for the most part,
For the
every
most part,
restaurant.
it's like a C plus.
Yeah, it has a Caesar salad,
But
and they're
then
like,
when
oh,
you get
it's
an
skin
amazing
lettuce.
Caesar
It's
salad,
like-
you're like, holy shit, has anyone ever tasted this thing? It's called a Caesar salad.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm being a hater, but I order it almost all the time.
Well, my gripe is when there's like no anchovy, and I'm like, what? That's when I want to throw it
yeah,
up in the air.
yeah.
I'm
It's
like, what are
the
you doing
table.
if you're not putting anchovies in your
It
Caesar?
was the whole point of this thing.
Ah,
Yeah.
Anyway, this isn't a podcast about Caesar salads. It could be. We
Could
could
be.
start one.
Could be.
Let's talk about you.
Ooh,
So you grew up in a restaurant family.
in an anal firestorm of
In an-
restaurant. Yeah.
It's called a callback.
Yeah.
It's a reach around people. Yeah, you were just saying your mother, you've had a restaurant. She's had a restaurant for 30 years.
Well, she's been in the game since 1979.
Damn.
But this particular restaurant she's had since 1998. And my fried chicken restaurant, Pecking House, was the punny name on her original restaurant, Peking House.
Right, which we're
Which
gonna
was-
we're gonna
yeah.
talk all about that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
she's been, Chinese restaurants deep in her family history. And, I'm helping out this month at Pearl East in Manhasset. And
Pearl East.
Chinese restaurants on Long Island in December.
Hell yeah.
It's the hard times. It's the troubles. With a war zone.
So Christmas Day, are you like real
Oh,
up in it? Yeah.
Like 450 covers plus takeout.
That's amazing.
For
what a
like a
time.
100-seat restaurant.
Yeah.
It's bananas. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so even though you grew up in a restaurant, it was not encouraged for you to be in said restaurant.
Absolutely not.
You
Yeah.
were a musician, a classical cellist. You went to Julliard and got expelled.
I did. Yeah.
What did
Yeah.
you do?
It's not, I need to maybe like change the verbiage on that because I did get expelled, but when I say that, people assume I did something
right.
really cool.
Like you burnt the place.
Yeah,
down.
like, I like spray
Took
painted
a
the
shit
edifice
in
or like
your-
some shit. Yeah. But it was just, I just cut class all the time. I just never went to class. And they were like, you can't graduate. You haven't been here for like weeks. And like my mom didn't know, because she was working and,
Shit.
Oh, I bet she was
made the mistake of
pissed.
trusting her 17-year-old son to do the right thing.
Wow.
And
What a shithead
she
you
was very pissed. It's probably
Yeah,
the
I'd
most
be
scared
pissed
I've
too.
ever been in my life.
She wanted you to grow up and be a classical cellist.
She did, even though that's also like a really hard career, obviously. But like, that was her dream. But basically, in her mindset, and as with most Asian American parents, who immigrate here and they have kids here, and they work this like blue collar job,
Yeah.
often in the restaurant industry, it's like anything but restaurant.
Right. They're
Because,
doing
like-
this so that you can do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the whole point of my sacrifice was so you turn around
So you
this
don't have to.
generational narrative away from this kind of work. And then, some idiots like me just like U-turn right back into it.
Well, then you
Yeah.
ended up going to an Ivy League school.
No, I went to Northwestern. Very good
Okay,
school.
you went to
Very good
Northwestern.
school, not
Okay, where did
technically
I?
Ivy
Okay,
League.
anyway, so well, Northwestern. That's nothing to fucking shake a
Great
stick
school.
at. My
Wonderful
God.
school. Totally didn't belong there, but wonderful school. Yeah.
What were you studying there?
I was a musician. So I started as a
okay.
cellist there. And, this is the first time in my life I'm living away from home. And the first time, my mother pressured me so hard to play the cello. And like, it was such a huge part of my childhood. And then all of a sudden I'm half a country away and I'm like, I have independence. I'm like, wait, I hate this thing. And
Yeah.
so I was like, never again. And I broke up with the instrument for 15 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love this quote from you that you said while at Northwestern. Quote: I had not achieved proficiency in any field of knowledge. So you did the bare minimum for a diploma.
It's true.
I
Yeah.
mean, for a man that like you have a Substack, and I was talking to you about this before we started recording. You're so smart. It's so well written. Your brain is so highly functioning. Like
Wait, what was the adjective about you didn't have proficiency in any? Say it again.
any field of knowledge,
But you had like
except
you had like a
classical cello.
mid-level understanding of a lot of things, right?
Maybe,
'Cause
yeah.
You had a very solid education.
I took a lot. Well, so all right. So I got kicked out of the music school at Northwestern because, like, I quit the cello and like was being, just a total scrub.
Damn,
And
two
then-
strikes.
Yeah, 2 strikes, and then broke up with the cello, and then it was like, okay, well, now what are you gonna do? And I was like, I don't know. So I basically partied and took a lot of distribution courses. So like, all the the Gen Study like 100 level classes
Right.
and like, you know, dabbling
Yeah.
in all the things. So
learned
that's
a
like,
lot.
You
learned a
graduated,
little
right?
about a
I did.
lot.
You
Eventually,
did in
yeah.
fact graduate.
did in fact graduate. I
So-
actually paid $18 to look at my transcript about 4 months ago because I was very curious what my GPA was.
And what was it?
It started with a 2, which I was surprised. I was almost positive it started with a 1, but it was like a 2, like 2 or 2.3.
But
or
you,
something like
they
that.
still let you graduate.
That's
you got
passing.
by.
That's
Oh, you
passing.
got
yeah.
by.
Yeah.
So then how does all of this turn into, you know what? I think I actually do want to be in the kitchen.
Well,
Because you went to
was it
culinary school.
I did. It was definitely a bit of rebellion. So like, all right, let's rewind here. So we're talking like 2007. Like Anthony Bourdain is like at the apex,
Right.
Maybe not
God
quite the
bless.
apex, but
Rock
on the
star.
rise to his
Uh-huh.
apex of influence and cultural relevance. And so, you know, he makes it seem like the sexiest career. If you read carefully, you see that he makes it clear that it's a very difficult career. But when
Oh,
you're,
yeah, for sure.
when you're a young
Right.
man, you're like, oh,
But
like
it looks cool.
drugs, rock star,
Yeah, he
women.
makes
You
it
know,
look
like you
very
just
sexy.
only listen to what you want to hear.
Yeah.
So you're that, like, to me, as someone who like didn't feel like they fit in a traditional classroom and a traditional like professional narrative of having kids and, you know, picket fence, whatever. That was incredibly attractive to me, and I didn't know it when I was younger because I resented being at the restaurant, but I actually love being in restaurants. The energy and just all these people around you. There's always something to do, and there's just a lot of. It's a very physical work. And like cello is the opposite of that, right? Like it's very isolating. You're
Mhm.
literally individually grinding away, practicing scales in a room for like hours a day. I hated that. So, you know, it made me realize I love the social energy of a restaurant. So, you know, I never was allowed to cook because God forbid I hurt my fingers.
Oh my
So,
God.
Wow.
So even though I'd worked in restaurants, you know, I'd never cooked. So like 2007, just read Kitchen Confidential. It's like, I'm going to be a chef. And
Okay.
I just knocked around on doors in like, you know, my college town and was like, will you teach me how to cook? And that's how it started.
That's how it started.
Yeah.
And then you ended up at all of these amazing places. So let's talk toxic tasting menu trauma. Let's talk. Let's
There's a lot
talk.
of that.
Let's talk the places that you have worked. I mean, you worked for Daniel Boulud. Was he in his
Yeah.
yelling phase then, or was he
That
reined
was
in?
the
by
Yelly
then?
Kitchen for sure. I mean, that was also when, you know, they were on the, you know, starting to begin this massive expansion.
Mhm.
I seem to always be catching restaurants at the time of like massive expansion because that's what was happening in the 2010s. But Gavin Kaysen was running that kitchen, and I have great admiration and respect for him. But, you know, that was the first time I was like, wow, I'm in a Michelin-starred kitchen and like getting my ass handed to me, like really bad. Like, was working a pasta station in a small town in Evanston, Illinois, and thinking like, I know how to cook, and like crushing culinary school, like top of my class, no problem, and then show up in a Michelin-starred kitchen and like bursting into tears, like at least several times a week.
Oh my
You
God.
know, and like just brutal introduction to it. But I don't know, toughen
Some-
me up.
I mean, you must be
guess.
some sort of masochist because you stayed in that fine dining world. You worked at Gramercy
I did.
Tavern.
Yeah, Gramercy Tavern was great. It was a much gentler culture,
Okay.
as you know, one would expect of Danny Meyer. You know, at the time, I don't think I appreciated it. I think I was inwardly very insecure and like really competitive and like wanted to show everyone I'm the best. So, you know, I was probably a bit of a dick there. So I apologize to anyone I worked with at Gramercy Tavern. But you know, I was just always like wanting to flex and like show people that, you know, I was so talented, whatever. And you know, but the culture was very kind overall and like compassionate. But I don't think I was a good overall long-term fit there. So, you know, after I finished up at Gramercy Tavern, I was like, you know what? Like, I still have this 3 Michelin star itch in me.
Uh-huh.
And like, so I went,
Uh-huh.
trailed at all the 3 Michelin star restaurants in New York City and then landed at 11 Madison Park.
11 Madison
Yeah.
Park.
Yeah.
What? I mean, give us like a sentence to sum that shit up, or a few adjectives. I don't know. Let's just give us something about that experience.
I mean, oh man.
because you were there. What was it? 2017.
I started in 2016,
But the year that it won,
was
like
2017.
world's best friggin' restaurant. Why do I keep saying
April
friggin'?
2017.
There we go. The best restaurant in the whole damn world.
Yeah. I was in the hospital for that day.
On planet Earth. Oh God, why?
Working at 11 Madison Park had given me a heart condition.
Oh, Jesus.
So I, you know,
God, talk about toxic
They're like, it's
trauma.
okay. Your heart might have
Yeah.
stopped, but we're the top restaurant in the world.
yeah, so I would learn this from my grandmother. So my grandmother, you know, unfortunately she passed earlier this year, but she lived a long life, 99 years old, but she had, you know, atrial fibrillation. And like, they were like, okay, so like your whole family has this. Like you have like a genetic condition with your heart. Like, it gets activated with like stress and caffeine and lack of sleep.
All the good
And like,
things.
you know, and like I didn't know it then, but like, you know, we had these, you know, this prep period that was just brutal. It was like we showed up at 2 p.m. and you had like 2.5 hours to get set up for dinner service and cook staff meal, and like it was just crazy, and my heart rate was like jacked the entire time. And I was just like, okay, that's adrenaline, you know, that's the rush, whatever. And I like mentioned it offhandedly to a doctor. He's like, that's not good. You should wear a heart monitor. And I was like,
God.
no, it's fine. And then after 2 weeks,
You don't understand. You're not in the biz.
It's like, this is how it is,
This
you
is
know?
normal.
Yeah.
And then, you know, then I see him like 2 weeks later, and he like shows me the heart monitor data. He's like, and I can see it like clearly.
Wow.
It's like 2:05 p.m. spike like to 170, and it doesn't come down until like 9 p.m. And he's like, that's not okay. And then I was like, 7 hours, like, like elevated heart rate.
Cardio.
It's like a 7-hour jog.
And you're
you know?
like, but doctor, it's the best restaurant in the world.
Yeah.
Like,
And then he's like, don't you feel like you're fainting? I was like, a little bit. And he's like, what if you faint into a stove? I'm like, you know,
problem?
something would help me, right? So yeah, I was in the hospital getting it fixed on the day we won Best Restaurant in the World, and you know, everyone FaceTimed me in.
Jesus.
And the ceremony was in Sydney, so we're talking to like 5:30 in the morning, and I'm in the hospital, and like, you know, my teammates are like going bonkers. They're at the restaurant,
And your
watching
doctor's
this.
like, calm down, your heart's
yeah,
beating, right?
exactly.
well,
So,
how was the culture of that kitchen? Was that a yelling kitchen? That was a calm kitchen? That
yes.
was a don't speak unless spoken to? What's
Yeah.
the vibe? as they say?
It was crazy. Yeah, it was, the intensity is just like not something I ever had experienced before, and you know, it's complex. I think if I had to button it up in one word, it's complex, right? Like I think it's unfair to come onto a podcast and be like, oh, everyone was mean, it's traumatic, and
Right.
like, it's all awful and yada yada. Like
No, there's layers.
a lot of that is true. There's a lot of exploitation. There's a lot of inappropriate behavior. There's a lot of things that like would not fly today and should not fly today. But there are also things I appreciate about it, and there are also like positives from it in the sense of like my training and like how I feel about myself as a chef and like my own competency. So it's really complex, but yes, very intense, abusive, traumatic kitchen in a lot of ways. And
My
you know, the
God.
upholding of standards and what they expected was, you know, it was crazy, because especially after we won Best Restaurant in the World.
Right, then
You-
it's even worse. Got to maintain it.
We're the best restaurant in the world.
Well, and also because it actually ruins the guest experience, right? Because their expectations are just unrealistic. at this
Yeah.
point. And so,
that is
you know,
so
the
true.
complaints all of a sudden go sky high. And
This isn't the best piece of bread I've ever had.
yeah.
This isn't the best glass of
my
water
life
I've ever
isn't
had.
changed.
Right,
You know,
right.
like that's what everyone's expecting when
Right.
they show up, right? So like it just gives this like pervasive anxiety to the entire restaurant team of like, how do we keep chasing this goalpost that literally moves every day? And it makes everybody crazy.
I'm sure. All right, so let's move on from that to your, and this was again your words, quote unquote, your unplanned pregnancy.
Yes.
I
like
love
that one.
that so much.
Yeah.
It's so good. The pandemic happens. Your family has this restaurant
Mm.
that is not in use, and you're like, well, I have to make some money, and
Mm.
you get into this restaurant.
What does that mean, a restaurant that's not in use? You own the building? You had a lease?
We had a lease.
Okay.
This is Pecking House. It was on Union Turnpike for 40 years in Fresh Meadows, Queens, way out there. And that was my mother and father's original restaurant. They took
I went
over-
out there.
Did you?
I sure as hell did.
Oh, damn. Oh, it's for in the chicken days?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk. Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's a construction site now. But
Yeah,
this-
so your family had this restaurant. It wasn't really being used, and you said the only thing that was working were the fryers.
yes.
So you didn't really, you knew you wanted to do something, but the chicken idea wasn't like, it came to you then? Or how did the chicken idea, how did it incubate?
All right. So I'm going to rewind 6 months.
Do it.
Because I leave 11 Madison Park, a little more than 6 months. I leave 11 Madison Park in January of 2020, being like, I'm going to go open my own 3 Michelin star restaurant.
Oh, what timing.
And like, you know, like after 10 years of training in New York, now is my
Right.
time.
This is it.
And so, you know, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just like cooking dinners for people trying to raise money and figure it out. And then obviously things happen.
The shit hits
And
the
then
fan.
March
Sure does.
March 2020, the shutdown happens, and my mother's restaurant was crushing it. She was doing a ridiculous amount of takeout, and I was helping her out. But my uncle was running our restaurant, Pecking House, and you know, he closed, not in lockdown, and was never really able to reopen. So, you know, after 6 months of being closed, you know, my cousin and my uncle were like, you know, we're not really sure what to do. Like, you know, obviously so many restaurants like super behind on rent and all these things. So I was like, you know what, like, I'll just come in there and just have some fun. Like, let's just figure it out. Like, and it was just cleaned off, dusted off everything, tried to turn things on, see what's going on. And like literally only the fryers worked. Like the broiler like sputtered at me. And then like the oven like almost exploded. And I was just like, okay, fryers. So that's how I was like, well, fried chicken, I guess. But I knew I was going to be delivering it to people in Manhattan, 14 miles away. And it was like, man, delivering fried chicken is like really dumb. Like, why am I doing that? But
this wasn't just any fried chicken. This was like Nashville hot chicken meets Szechuan with like the nostalgia of KFC.
Yes,
is how you described it.
It was a perfect encapsulation of the Chinese American childhood.
Yes,
like I grew up going to that KFC on Hillside Avenue, just like 5 minutes away, and then obviously grew up with Taiwanese fried chicken, and grew up with eating lazi at like at Sichuan restaurants, and like I say this every time, and it's not quite as impressive as people think, but I did nail the recipe on the first try.
Oh,
like because
yes.
it just was one of those moments that like all of it coalesced. Like
you knew this deep inside.
Yeah, it was like my whole life.
Yeah,
it was all leading up to this.
Yeah, the cultural struggles and the differences and the growing up here Chinese, like it all just kind of came together in that chicken, right? Like it just kind of like a stroke of whatever you want to call it, divine intervention, and that's how the recipe came out. It's relatively unchanged since then. And I think that's the best way to describe it. It's like Nashville hot chicken and Sichuan fried chicken had an unplanned pregnancy.
Okay, so I remember reading about this. I think it was an Eater or something, talking about an EMP alum is doing fried chicken. And it was crazy because I think, was this in 2021?
Yeah, it starts in 2020, but it starts to like hit its hot streak in like a 21.
It got to the point, it was like, the thing is, it's way out there. You have to email them and get put on a wait list, yes. Right? So I'm like, I love nothing more than a challenge. Like, okay, let's see how long it takes. And it was talking about how like the wait list was 10,000 people long. Yeah. Like, are you joking me right now? So I was like, okay, cool. I think I waited 2.5 months. And then I finally got an email from you.
Yeah.
Or from whoever was sending those emails.
It was me.
And then, and you had to go out to the restaurant. Yeah. And we went all the way out there. Yeah. I don't know how I remember having a car. I must have borrowed a car for someone. We went out, got the chicken.
How does one get to Queens?
It's the end of the E train plus a bus to Pecking House. So I knew no one was coming to us.
Dude, we sat in the parking lot in the car, ate it all. I still remember those beans. Butter beans?
Oh, the butter bean salad, yeah.
Oh my God, they were, I was like, this chicken's great, but these sides are also phenomenal. And you were doing like what, like seasonal sides or something?
Yes.
The chicken, like I still have a video of it on Instagram.
Oh, nice.
You could look it up.
Yeah.
Like my hands were covered and my face and the numbing of the Szechuan. And I was just like, I'm so glad I came all the way out here. This is so cool. So then you eventually opened a spot. That then you had to close the spot.
Yes.
I mean, you said that you had no idea what the hell you were doing. Like no one taught you anything about negotiating rent, how to actually open a space. Like talk a little bit about that.
I mean, opening a restaurant in New York City is an exercise in insanity.
And for listeners at home, go read his Substack on it because it's so thoughtful and so well written and so enlightening. I don't think people understand.
I don't think so. And I think that's part of the chef food media sphere's fault too. Very few people are willing to be vulnerable about how hard it is. I think people close restaurants and they just want to squash the story and not talk about it. All I do is win. Like, it's like, no, I mean, like, obviously it's brutal and like people need to talk about it honestly. Like opening a restaurant in New York City is, it's insanity. And it's just brutal, and it's completely changed even in the last 10 years. I mean, COVID obviously changed everything and completely changed from how my mother used to do it, back in the 80s. So it's just like, no one really knows how to prepare you for this stuff. And the only thing that does prepare you is just having a vast amount of privilege and resources. And that's really the only way to survive it, which is, really unfortunate because a lot of small businesses, as is evidenced by, everything around us, they're really struggling. So your mom
was very much a part of the whole experience. Or she learned about the experience as you were learning about it?
She learned about it the same way. I mean, she operated in Queens for some time, but not, since the 90s,
right.
really.
In the 80s, it was different.
Yeah, and she always like inherited a restaurant. You know
Okay.
what I mean? Like the original Peking house, her and my father inherited it after like the owners had a massive argument. They were like, "We're done. We're selling the restaurant to you for chips."
Right.
And like they're like, "Okay, I
Okay,
guess
now
we're
we have a
restaurant owners."
restaurant. Oh,
Yeah.
look at that.
Yeah, and then that's how they continue to build restaurants. Even her restaurant now, the owner was like, "I'm done with this. Do you want this?" And like gave it to her for chips. And
And let's talk. I mean, the food costs is actually insane. Turning a profit in a restaurant, especially these days with the cost of square footage, it's all labor, food costs, restaurant. It's insane. But you had touched briefly on, and I do want to talk about this, the racial politics of food, especially the way that people expect certain cuisines to be cheap.
yes, yeah. I mean, Chinese cuisine. We're in Chinatown.
Right.
This is the greatest problem with Chinatown, and Chinatown is completely different after COVID for this very reason, right? Like because how many every influencer on Instagram has these are the 10 cheapest dumplings in China, like in New York, and like these are the
Look
best
at me, I'm
cheap
in the basement of this mall.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
like okay, like that's cool. Cheap eats in New York, I respect that. Everyone goes to Wafong, everybody goes to But what does that say about the broader economy of like how restaurants function? Why are we getting 6 dumplings for $6?
That's such a great question.
You go to Via Carota, cacio pepe is $28.
Right.
And ravioli is $33.
Right. It's the same ingredients.
Functionally the
basically.
same.
Functionally the same. And yet one is seen as we will pay for that. And the other is like, we most likely assume that it should be cheaper.
Yeah. And
It's like that way with Mexican food too.
Yeah, I mean, basically all quote unquote ethnic cuisines, all the in the ethnic grocery aisle, so to speak, global cuisines as it's called now.
Ooh.
I mean, it's frankly, obviously, it's like a Eurocentric like racial issue.
French food is good food.
Yeah,
right?
exactly,
It's special food.
and it enjoys way higher value perception, and people should talk about that. And like obviously, the packaging of like going to Wafong versus going to Via Carota are different, but like the argument still needs to be had. It's like why are these so distinctly different? And as we can see with Chinatown after COVID, it was obliterated by all this scaremongering around this China virus. And
Right.
none of these older operators were able to recover selling $6 dumplings.
And the work that goes into a dumpling, my God, people.
Yeah, the same if not more. Like if you go to any, we go downstairs to the dumpling shop. It's an auntie making every single
Yes.
one by hand, right?
Every single
And she'll
one.
show you how to do it, and you'll try to do it, and you'll fuck it up, and then
Yeah,
you'll not
it's
do
really
it.
hard.
It's
It's
hard.
really, really hard.
And you have to
Dimsum's
have the
really hard.
sense memory. You have to have the muscle memory of doing it.
It's
you have to
super
make.
difficult.
You have to spend 10,000 hours making a dumpling.
Yeah, and it's like every single one made by hand.
Yeah.
And it's like, why is that as cheap?
Why
as it
can
is?
you get a sack of it, a frozen sack of them for
Yeah.
$10?
I don't like that word sack.
Sack.
And let's talk about your restaurant. You are using premium ingredients.
Yes.
You have this pedigree of working in these 3 Michelin starred restaurants. You're giving people a better product with a better pedigree. You have to charge more.
Yes. Unfortunately, it's not how the rest of the dining public sees it.
Everyone should be made to work in a restaurant at some point.
It's
in
true.
their life.
It should be part of national service. But yeah, I think so. Obviously, looking back on Brooklyn and COVID, right? Like, the intention was always to deliver something that was very affordable because that was the time we were in. It's like very difficult time, and like I genuinely mean it when I say it. It meant a lot to deliver happiness to people. Like
Yeah.
I still remember like no contact, dropping food off the door, giving a little knock, like, "Hey, it's Eric from Pecking House. Like your food's here," and like literal cheers erupting behind the door because this was the highlight of their week, and it was like. That was really meaningful, and that's why I wanted to continue to do it, and that's why I always tried at least to make it affordable. Like a chicken meal, 3 pieces of chicken, and 3 sides was $35 flat. During the pandemic, and I would deliver it to you. I hand drove it to you, from Queens. I thought that was a pretty good deal.
You cooked it, then you drove it, then you dropped it off.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty
Come
good
on,
deal.
man. What do you
and
want?
thought it was not too bad. And that just kind of continued for a long time. And obviously that continued with Brooklyn, and so we actually reduced our prices a little bit, after the pandemic because we realized that it was a different time. And the dining public is tough because of course, like what's the first article that comes out? New York Times, like, "Oh, I waited 70 minutes for this chicken," right? And like there's lines down the block, but like that's very short lived, as with any restaurant, in New York.
Right.
The pack moves on, the flock moves
Hopefully.
on. Yeah, and it's like, that's a good thing, but it's also like a really hard thing because people in New York are always trying to maximize their experience. They're moving from one hot thing to the next thing. That's part of living in New York. But it's really hard at this specific price point of like $25 check average, $30 check average to meet a rent of $18,000 a month. How many chicken sandwiches is that? You
Right.
know? And like the profit being just like every other restaurant around 8 to 10%. So making like $1, you know, on
a lot of chicken
you know, it's a
sandwiches.
lot of
Seriously.
chicken sandwiches to me, right? And so it's just, you know, mistakes, learning, you know, at the time it was like, hey, like this was working really well. We're on a hot streak and I still would love to be a beloved, affordable cornerstone of the community because that's how we started. And that's just not what is really viable these days. You know, you have to sell alcohol. I saw a $28 Negroni the other day and that fucking blew my mind.
Yep, that's pretty
That's how
much
you
what
make your
cocktails
money
are.
in a restaurant,
Yeah.
you know, because people's price tolerance for alcohol is through
Yeah.
the roof. And caviar and all this
the
and
upsells.
steak and
Mhm.
prime rib. Like people
Quote unquote luxury ingredients.
yeah, and like, you know, I get why the value perception is there, but you know, it just the check average restaurants, it's like one or the other. You either have to be super high end and cater to a very small population of ultra wealthy, or you have to be super cheap and be everywhere, which at the end of the day, let's be real, requires private equity money. You know? So like that's the fork in the road. And
That's it.
you know, I'm not one. My values do not align with enlisting private equity to open fucking 15 pecking houses. It's just not who I am. I don't want to
Well,
do
that was going to be my next question.
Yeah.
So you have your pecking house in Chinatown
Mm-hmm.
that is currently operating. Are there any more in the pipeline? Or are you just good with that one? Are we ever franchising this baby or what?
That is a question I got all the time. And it's something I wrestled with for years. I mean, it's crazy. It's been almost, 5.5 years of doing Pecking House. And I think I can confidently say, no, that is not what I want.
Nice.
I don't want that. I think that's what everybody wanted of me. And they saw me on
That's
this.
the logical next step.
Right.
It's
That's
like your
the-
your parents wanted you to be a cellist.
Yeah. And it's like, that's
and then
so.
get married and have babies and buy a house.
Yeah. And like, you know, and just have
Right.
this very lucrative career.
And so you have one successful
7-bedroom
restaurant.
house.
So then, of course, you have to have several.
It's the most
success-
American thing ever, right?
Right.
Yeah, you have to continue
You have to
your
do
enterprise.
more, get more.
You know, yeah, endless, infinite growth, mindset of the cancer cell, yada yada.
Right.
But it's not who I am, and I don't really care for that. You know, like I don't. You know, I'm very obviously as a chef, someone who made minimum wage for fucking 15 years. Like I just don't value having being uber wealthy. You know, I just like that's not what I want. I'd rather live by my values. And
Wow, you, sir, are in the minority.
I know.
love that.
And like, who knows? Maybe the calculus changes if I ever have kids. But like, you know, I mean, obviously I want to have enough to be, to support myself and
Right.
support my family. But like,
But you've seen what it would take for you to be uber wealthy.
I mean, I don't want to be Dave's Hot Chicken, right? Like, I don't
Well,
want to.
fun
you don't want to
story.
be a brand.
Right.
I knew those guys when they started in the parking lot of Jumbo's Clown Room.
Okay. Wow.
Crazy.
I mean, no
what
hate,
they are
you
now.
know?
And now that guy is flying around in private jets and driving Ferraris.
Yeah. Like, great for you. $1 billion valuation. That's cool. I mean, if that's really what's important to you, then, I guess, but as it seems like most people who become billionaires, they only do evil with their money. But
Yeah, what's up with that?
yeah, it seems like money
Do they
changes
like
people.
pull
It's
you
weird.
aside? They're like, okay, you're a billionaire now.
Welcome.
We've got to talk.
Prepare to fuck everything up.
Yeah.
So,
you thought you cared about people, but you don't.
yeah, prepare to lose your empathy.
Yeah.
But that's just like not who I am. So what is the future of Pecking House? Like, I mean, that was the barrel of the road, the barrel I was staring down. It's like, okay, get to, this 20% profit margin that private equity wants from you, get a good valuation and open 15 of these things and, live happily ever after.
Or would you ever open another restaurant that would lean, and this is my last question before we get into this fun, you're staring at this chicken.
Yeah.
Would you ever do a restaurant that maybe leans a little more fine dining that is your background?
It's funny you should say that. That is what I'm currently figuring out right now.
Oh shit. Talk about it while I go grab this chicken.
I don't have anything cool. Like, there's no juicy tidbits to share, but that is currently what I am working on. I'm realizing that, I am a full service restaurant person. I have the utmost respect for QSR. It is a very difficult world. And speaking of QSR, wow, like a TV dinner.
It is totally a TV
Yeah.
dinner.
I have the utmost respect for
it's a
QSR.
podcast
It's
dinner.
a really, really difficult world, but it's not for me. It's not who I am. It's not what makes me happy. So I'm figuring out how to get back in the full service restaurant game. I don't know exactly what that looks like yet because I have too many things going on. I'm helping out at my family restaurant. I'm writing a book, and I'm just going down in flames.
Okay, so you're busy, but that's sort of like in the midbrain.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I mean, like, who knows if this is manufactured urgency or it's genuinely there, but I'm putting myself under immense pressure, which is typical. And,
Right. That sounds about right.
I mean, what's
I'm
being in
your
the
mom
biz
would be
without a
like,
little?
that sounds good.
Yeah.
without a
Distract
little
myself
anxiety.
from the existential maw. And then, yeah. So, but,
Look over there. Just freak out over here.
yeah, exactly.
Well,
yeah,
let's
it's
pivot
scary.
from that and just eat some chicken for a minute. We have a fun game to play with you, right? This game is really brilliant. It's called Cluck Around and Find Out. Let's
Oh my God.
attend chicken court with the Honorable Chef Eric Huang presiding. Okay, and look, these are 3 different chickens.
Okay.
Which I should have shown the camera, but I placed them in front of you. And Judith, you don't know where they're from
I
either.
don't.
So if you want to play with him.
Maybe I will. Okay. But okay.
So there are 3 different chickens. I tried to get hot. There are all the hot and spicy variety.
Okay.
And they're from 2 very recognizable chains. And then one place that's not really a chain, but
Okay.
it overall is kind of a chain because there's many of them, if that makes any sense. So there's a bunch of napkins. I would say start with the one without the sauce on it. Just take a bite. And I want to know your
Wait,
thoughts.
so are you going to give him any? You're not going to say that there are these 3 places and you have to tell me which one it's totally blind.
What do you think, Eric?
I mean, I'll try. I
Do you think yourself enough of a fried chicken palate expert?
We've got about
I don't
20
listen to
minutes
podcasts.
left from when we started. So
yeah.
we'll just go briefly through this because then we still have to. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I'm gonna eat with
Yeah.
the crunch.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. This is chicken number 1. And if you're watching, you can see that it's a dry, like there's no like, it's not saucy. It's not a saucy
That
chicken.
tastes very nostalgic. I think I know what that is.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna go drum with this one.
Okay.
All right, middle chicken.
Middle chicken is
All right.
slightly saucier.
A little redder.
Mm-hmm.
I also think I know what that is.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, I also think I know what that is.
Wow. Okay. Last chicken. It looks like it's
Pretty
been
spicy.
dunked.
Uh-huh. Lots of sauce and very red.
Is that the one he should be stumped by?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't. Yeah, that one's confusing. I'm gonna say KFC, Popeyes. I don't know what that is. Kennedy fried chicken.
Dude, you nailed the first 2. The first one is indeed KFC.
Okay.
And it's like you only get a little bit of heat sort of at the
It
end.
has
It's
a dry
very-
heat,
it's
yeah.
very mild. The middle one is Popeyes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's amazing because you were like, oh, I don't eat fried chicken. I don't really know. And then you're like, oh no, except for this one. Oh, and
Except
this one.
I'm a huge fatty,
except
and I
for
just
these.
like.
Oh no, these 2 absolutely.
The third one is Blue Ribbon fried chicken.
Oh, I've never been to Blue Ribbon.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
there you
Now
go.
you have-
Okay.
And the
You've had
fact that these have been
3
sitting
hours old,
here-
cold.
Yeah.
How many Blue Ribbons are there?
Well, there's a bunch of like Blue Ribbon sushis.
Right.
There's several. Then there's the bistro. And then I think the one Blue Ribbon fried chicken place.
So I did mean it. I don't eat fried chicken because obviously I see it like every day, and I don't crave it ever. But I was surprised. This is what I mean, and how Pecking House happened, how deeply coded it is. I like knew instantly that was KFC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has a very specific, their 11 herbs and spices.
Yeah.
It's just very recognizable. And like this one, I think Popeyes, this is obviously not their like signature flavor, but like I think that something about the texture of Popeyes
Yeah.
is very
You can
noticeable.
just, I feel like you can tell by looking
Yeah.
at it.
Also, it's like the fried, like they're all fried in beef tallow,
Mm-hmm.
which is like,
Oh.
I don't know if that's trade secret, but that's
Okay.
true.
Wow. That's,
That
Now it is.
No, that's why it's good.
Now it's
you know,
not-
it's like
yeah.
I respect the shit out of that.
sorry if you don't eat red meat.
A lot more.
Oh,
expensive, yeah. Oh, right. My bad.
Oops.
But yeah, this
Sorry,
one,
Popeye.
this one did very much feel like some sort of like non-mega corporate. I mean, like yes, a chain, but not like
Are any of them good?
I mean, I think they're all serviceable. And like, I think too many chefs, it's too easy to get on a podcast and be like, ugh, fast food's
Right.
bad. It's like, yeah, but like,
yeah,
it
but
serves
everyone loves it.
well, yeah, one, it's actually delicious.
Yeah.
And I'm a fucking fan. Like,
Absolutely.
if not for my statins, I like,
I mean, just
I
take
would
a
eat,
pill.
I ride for Burger King, man. The original chicken sandwich,
Oh.
that like, that oblong patty of like just chopped up chicken meat.
Yeah.
I know how it's made. I don't care. I like it.
I feel like fast food fried chicken is like fancy. Like maybe it was just the way that I grew up, but it's like, all right, it's not fast food. I mean, it is, but it's fried chicken. It's fancier.
Interesting take, Judith.
Yeah.
The bone-in chicken does feel a little more elegant.
Right? It's elegant.
Are any of those still crispy at all?
Yeah, not bad.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
they're all pretty. Well, the blue ribbon one, but that was the sauciest one.
So saucy.
So that's not really fair to judge them on that. But
And they didn't go in the fridge.
yeah, and this one also doesn't look like it was breaded. It was probably like either naked fried or like maybe the lightest dusting of starch. But these are like more like
Dunked and fried.
yeah.
Look, I
it's-
like cold fried chicken. I mean,
I
David Chen
love
did
cold
that
fried
whole
chicken.
cold fried chicken thing at Co.
I mean, yeah, exactly. That's a ridiculous amount of technique and skill going into that. But Sean Gray, that is the
Yes.
best fried chicken
Yes.
ever. I by far enjoy it more than my own.
Well, you have to like, I mean, if
Yeah.
you didn't like something better than your own, you'd be like, well, peace out. I'm the best.
Yeah. I don't have a Kanye level ego, unfortunately. I'm not able to come on here and be like, I'm the best.
Oh my God, what a podcast that would be.
Yeah.
All right, we're heading into our last 14 minutes of the pod. All I do is stare at the clock the whole time. So give us a place that you've eaten recently that you just want to shout out. Are there any places that you're super into? Before we start ranting.
Okay.
I mean, we've been ranting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But let's just
Before more
any
ranting.
positivity before we head into our favorite segment.
Yes. I don't know. This might be an unconventional answer. Okay, so I am very passionate about the New York City diner. And it is a dying,
Nice. Okay.
dying art form. They're getting priced
Yeah.
out.
So true.
Buildings being knocked down
Yeah.
for some fucking megaloft or whatever. So a good diner, if you can find it now in New York and they're doing well, go fucking support them. All
Is
right.
there one in particular that you
Clark's in Brooklyn Heights.
Okay.
Okay.
That's where I met my wife. She lived in Brooklyn Heights.
Oh my God, that's adorable.
And we used to go to
Met at a
Clark's.
diner.
Yeah.
I used to go to
Well, we
a
didn't meet there, but we
Polish
used to go there.
diner. I lived in Brooklyn Heights for like 10 minutes. There was a Polish
Polish
diner.
diner?
And they'd have like kielbasa. And
Oh, nice.
I
don't know that
I'll
one.
have to
Speak in my family language.
Clark's is very much like in the the menu. You don't see it until there's like the little touches, but like it's clearly like a Greek diner. You know what I mean?
okay.
You know, it's like all like the diner classics, and then like for no reason like spanakopita, and it's just like it's like
I love
see
that.
you.
Okay.
But great diner, you know, and still reasonably priced given everything, and just A+ all around. So
All
that's
right.
that's my answer. I
Cool.
love Clark's.
Yeah.
Shout out
Go
Clark's
support.
Diner.
Not that they really need it. They're busy as fuck. but-
Okay. Well, that's epic.
Yeah.
Eric, you're musical. Do you know how to do an air horn?
Yes, I do. I
Give
do
us
it a
your
lot.
best air horn to introduce the segment called
All right.
I don't fuck with that.
Yes,
Yeah.
he's solid. That was a solid.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah. We used to do that when we were like, because you say weed, everything in the kitchen, like, wait.
See, I love it.
My life.
All right. So this is the segment where you get to rant, you get to talk shit, something you really don't fuck with in this business we love so much. Judith, you want to go first?
Okay, so this is very, very personal and specific for today.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to my department's holiday lunch, like winter lunch, right? So of course it's like, oh, Judith, where are we all going to lunch?
They
right?
ask
and I'm
you,
like,
you're
and
the
I'm like,
resident
okay,
expert.
Okay, fine. Okay, we're gonna work it out. I'm gonna find 6 people. Okay, you've given me 2 days to figure this out. It's a lunch. It's okay. Okay, great. So I made a reservation for 6 people for 2:00, and then this morning I ignored a phone call because I didn't recognize the number.
Uh-oh.
And then I listened to the message, and it was, you have a reservation for 2:00, but our kitchen closes at 2. Can we move your reservation to 1:45?
Wait, what? Why would they even
Exactly.
let you make a reservation?
Yeah.
Right? So of course
I
I
don't
start
fuck
to
with
freak
that.
out, because I'm like, oh, I've ruined everything. It's not my fault. It's their fault. So then it's like, well, and then I called them
Where are you
back,
going?
And they didn't. I'll tell you later.
No, say
And then-
it. Say it.
Havenmar.
Havenmar, yes.
So then I called back, and of course they didn't answer. And I was like, well, okay, so if we come there at 1:45, I mean, the kitchen's going to close at 2. Are we going to be rushed? Is it going to be annoying for you? Of course, the number one thing I was worried about was them being annoyed that there
Yeah.
was a table of 6 that ordered at 1:45. And, we're not going to order until 1:55.
So did you talk to a person?
I
Take
didn't
a
actually
breath.
talk
Take
to
a
her.
breath.
It's stressful.
It's so stressful.
Yeah.
But
So you're
actually-
going at 1:45.
No, we're going at 1:30. 30.
Okay.
And they were like, "Don't worry, the servers stick around, the bar stays open."
Okay.
And I'm like, "I don't believe you. Like the kitchen's going to be so annoyed with us." I just
No.
thought that it's like now I'm stressed out.
I think you'll be fine.
I think we'll be fine, but I just,
A restaurant of that quality, they know they are
Yeah.
fine.
but
You're
it was
fine.
so weird, right?
That's so weird that they would
kitchen
have-
closes at 2. Can you come at 1:45?
It's very
Yeah,
weird that
the
they would.
15 minutes. They shouldn't even mention it to you. Right? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Anyway,
What
Their
are you
fault.
not fucking with, Eric?
Man, how many of these do I get? Because
We started at 12:12. It's now 1:02, so we got 10 minutes
Okay,
to fit
all
in
right.
this in
Well-
a quick fire. So I'd say you can get a solid 2 in.
2? All right. 2's good. That's pretty much what I have. All right. So off that vein, just like the exclusivity of reservations in general.
yeah.
Really sucks.
Yeah.
Like, all right, I get it. These restaurants are super popular, but I think they're artificially, made scarce because obviously, fucking Amex owns Resi.
Yep.
DoorDash owns 7 tables, and they are reserving or holding tables for their concierge members.
Big
And then-
reservation has their hand in
I mean,
everything.
seriously, like why is there a big reservation industry? I mean, I know why, because money, but like
But
it fucking
also,
sucks.
like, I have an Amex. Simsky has an Amex.
Sure do.
I don't get any more reservations. I feel like other people.
It's still
on
hard,
Resi-
even with that priority.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't have an Amex.
100% is.
I'm a pleb. I
Well,
guess.
you don't need one because it doesn't matter.
I don't know. I've never talked to a concierge. I've never tried my Capital
Oh no,
One
we
concierge.
don't do that. We're not that.
But that's
fancy.
what they do for you. Yeah,
Maybe we should try that.
You call up your Amex concierge, and then depending on your tier, they try to get you reservations.
They'd be
at
like,
places.
"I'm sorry, ma'am. You spent the minimum amount."
Well, yeah, exactly.
You don't get any.
Yeah, your
perks.
credit limit
Maybe
needs
we
to be
should
100
get a
times this.
business Amex.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Anyway, what's your next one? Because I agree with that. I don't fuck with that either.
Yeah, I'm over that. And the time has come and passed, but I think we should be done with celebrity chefs, like as a brand.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
I think when I was coming up, the goal was like, okay, become a celebrity chef, make your appearances on Top Chef and Food Network, open a branded cookware line, open a branded olive oil line. Fucking stop. No more empire building. No more imperialism in this shit. Just fucking be a chef.
Yeah.
Like cook at a restaurant,
Because you love it.
build one restaurant because you love it, take care of one team because you want to be a responsible leader and be a cornerstone of your community. No more of this fucking like, oh, I have like a million restaurants all over the
Do you
world. I
think
have
it's
40
social
Michelin stars.
media's fault?
I mean, it's just like capitalism's fault, but like.
Well, everything's capitalism's fault. Let's drill down.
It is social media's fault. No, because I think this stuff preceded social media. I think this is very much like was part of like.
celebrity chef
First,
shit
yeah.
celebrity
way
chefs-
before.
But now it's like everyone thinks they're a celebrity chef
Okay.
because they've got a
like
popular
Instagram chefs.
Instagram.
I mean, that's a complex topic, but like
That's a whole other podcast.
Yeah, the chefs that like are Instagram famous. I don't necessarily hate on them. I think it's a talent and a skill to make cool food content, and like you reach a broad audience, whatever. Are some of them awful people? Yes, but some of them are also super nice, though. I have to say, every TikTok chef I've worked with, I've really really liked them.
So you would never compete on Top Chef.
Never. It's
Heard.
also not my skill set. I
Heard.
just want to be clear. I don't like disrespect to people who have done well on that show. Like these fucking like improvisational, creative, on the fly kind
also
of like
interesting
cooking.
to watch and listen to, and
Yeah,
all
I don't
of
think
that.
I'm good
But
at that.
you're interesting and fun to listen to, and with your pedigree, I'm sure you would do amazing.
I would just be cursing. the
Oh my
entire
god, which is great TV actually. My I don't fuck with that is very simple, and it also goes back to our experience this weekend. Overcooked meat, especially if you're going to a steakhouse. They have like one job, really. It's just cook the meat to the temp.
literally one job.
You should not be messing this up. If that's what you're known for, how are you messing this up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm upset about it.
And I much prefer if it's undercooked.
Oh, sure, because you can fix it a little.
Yeah.
Right? And then if it's over, we know about food costs. I feel horrible about
Right.
sending that porterhouse back.
Yeah.
But dear God, get it right.
Ugh.
All right.
Dear God.
Dear God. You ready for a quick fire?
All right.
All right. So let's get salty. Yeah? I mean, we've been so let's
Yeah, I know.
get
It's like
getting
even
salty.
salty. Year.
Continue
Let's
to
continue.
salt.
Yeah, positively cured.
let's get cured.
Get pickled.
All right. Favorite slice?
Shopper style. Like, what do you mean?
Both. What
Um,
kind and from where?
Oh man, not that this guy needs any more press. I love you, Julian. Your slice of series is delicious. The clam pie was great.
Oh, it's a $60 pie, but I stand with
I
you.
haven't paid for it. That's
Oh, you got hooked up.
I love you, Julian.
It was, yeah, Sarah. It
It's
was
great. Wonderful.
delicious.
Yeah.
All right. What's your kitchen hype song?
Oh. I got laughed at one time because I was at Cafe Balut and I was prepping in the morning on brunch by myself, so I was in control of the music, and I had Put On by Young Jeezy.
I fully support any hip
Is it
hop in
Young
the kitchen.
Jeezy? Yeah, I think it's Young Jeezy. Yeah. Put On from my city. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Nothing lately that you're just like, I'm always.
Unfortunately, EMP kind of broke me, and like, I
no more music.
well, yeah, I like got so used to working in silence that like I have a hard time not working in silence.
Wow,
now.
that's so
I know.
weird.
I'm sorry. I'm not fun to cook with anymore.
That's okay. What's your favorite kitchen utensil you couldn't live without?
Rubber spatula, front facing.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not the bladed one.
Right?
Cupped
Front
one.
facing rubber
Yeah.
spatch.
Yeah.
Gross. Take it back.
You can say. I'm sorry. You keep abbreviating. You don't want to say spatch.
No.
Spatula. What about spatchcocking?
I think that's what I use spatch for.
Term spatchcocking.
Yeah, you guys want to spatch that?
Well, now you ruined it. Now, whatever that is, I don't want it.
Spatchcocking is where we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's a whole thing.
Besides cooking, besides chicken, what do you cook the best? What do you think you cook the best?
I think I'm a very good fish cook.
Okay.
It's a finesse thing. Usually, it's very gendered. People think it's like fish cookery is female, and I'm like I'm okay with that. It's great. It's very finesse.
Gender on cookery of things.
Every restaurant in New York City.
God. Over it.
Yeah.
What do you think is the best New York City neighborhood for dining right now?
Ooh. Sunset Park.
Oh, holler.
Yeah.
Tacos
Yeah.
El Bronco.
Sunset Park. A lot of good Mexican and Chinese food.
Hell yeah.
Shout out Hainanese Chicken House.
Ooh,
Christopher Willow, you're a G.
shout out.
Mm.
What do you think is an underrated ingredient?
Underrated ingredient.
Yeah, like what are you using?
I mean, I put MSG in everything.
Fuck yes.
I don't know if it's
Well, 'cause that
underrated.
really tastes
It's
good
more
with
like
flavor.
improperly maligned. You know what I've actually really come to appreciate a lot more is olive oil. I know it's not exactly underappreciated, but like, I think this is like currently the thing I'm figuring out. There isn't obviously extra virgin olive oil in Chinese cooking, but there is a lot of use of extra virgin canola oil, basically like yu, and that is impossible to find in the Western Hemisphere. But olive oil kind of adds an interesting element to it. So that's kind of my new thing I'm playing with between Eastern and Western cultures.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
What is an overrated kitchen ingredient?
Did I say caviar already?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lobster.
Yeah, we feel you.
I think we gotta chill out on lobster, guys.
Yeah, we had the
It's-
worst lobster the other night.
It's
Oh my God, at a very established.
It was
You know what? I'm going
so-
to say it. I'm going to say it.
Say it. Are you going to say
I'm
it?
going to say it. We
okay.
went to Chula Steak, which
Mm,
is Jose Andres.
yeah.
The steak was lovely, but man, that lobster was hammered.
Ooh.
And it had
It
this
was
weird sauce
Not
on it.
good.
Mm.
It tasted off.
And it had that
it
weird
just-
sauce on it.
The sauce
Yeah.
was terrible.
I mean, it's probably
It
the
was
worst
weird sauce.
value on any meal, on any menu.
Yeah.
Right. Like a quarter, a pound and 3/4 lobster is maybe 6 ounces of meat.
But then we went to Chin Up Bar, and surprisingly, there was a lobster on the menu, and it was flippin' delicious.
Shout out Chin Up Bar. It just opened
Chin Up
like
Bar.
2
Yeah.
nights ago. It's a gin bar on the Lower East Side. They just opened, and it was their first night of food service.
a
They have a
great
lobster
menu.
thermidor on
Lobster-
the menu.
and it was delicious.
Love
And it
that.
was half the price of the
Love
one
that.
at Chula. I don't even know if I'm saying that. TXULA, Chula Steak.
I think it's right. Yeah.
And it was fantastic.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. Thank you, Blake. Shout out Chin Up Bar. Go
Awesome.
go there.
Sick name.
And
All right.
delicious martinis.
And yes. I mean, it's a
I
gin
should
bar.
hope so.
Yeah.
And speaking of, I guess, caviar, what do you think is the worst food trend happening right now?
The worst food trend. Cheese pulls.
Oh God!
Yeah.
If I see another,
I mean,
fucking
it's like-
cheeseful from an influencer on Instagram.
Yeah.
Ugh,
I mean, that's like the
Everything's
anathema of
so
social media.
cool.
Yeah. It's like everyone has to do like their cheese pull, and it's like that's just not. We can stop.
what's
Yeah.
a restaurant red flag? Whether you walk into the kitchen or you're looking on a menu.
Restaurant red flag. I mean, this is what I was talking about earlier. Was the Caesar salad thing?
Yeah.
And it's like because like if your first like 4 line items on your menu are like Caesar salad, oysters, and shrimp cocktail, like those things are all good, but it means that you're.
Well, no, they better be.
Well, yeah, exactly. But they're very
Oysters.
they're overpriced, and it's indicative of a restaurant that is like playing by like their priority is their business model rather than their creative intention.
Yeah.
Which unfortunately is the case for most New York City restaurants now because of how hard it is. But I mean, if if that's what the restaurant is known for and it's famous for, I would stay away.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What's your last meal on earth?
It's actually buffalo wings.
Hell yeah.
I do really like wings. I don't really like fuck with fried. I mean, not fuck. Don't fuck with. I fuck with fried chicken. I just don't eat it a lot. But buffalo wings is to me a different category of fried
Okay.
chicken.
Friend.
Do you have a specific place that you really like to get your buffalo wings
Yes,
from?
I do actually.
Shout 'em out.
Wing Bar in Carroll Gardens.
Okay.
They have the most unprofessional, rude staff ever, but I love you guys, even though you're fucking hammered every time I go.
Make a hell of a
Just
wing.
making out with each other and like drinking, and I'm
Okay.
like, man, the good old days.
Yeah. Aw.
Great wings.
Fun times.
Yeah.
And the last question. Recently, what is the best thing you have put in your mouth?
Ooh. I hate to say it was a steak.
Where?
I cooked it. I mean, I don't mean it's not. This is not
Yes.
tooting my own horn. It was where I got it. It was I got it from my friend John Cosmodus at Prime Foods Distributor because I've been on Long Island. He's based in Long Island, and he's like, "You got to try this steak. This is something I'm selling now.
What
Double R Ranch
Okay.
strip loin. I'm not usually a strip loin guy.
Okay.
It's a little lean for me usually. Fucking fantastic.
I love
Okay.
it.
Expensive, but if you're on a splurge, I would do it. It's like $40 a pound, which is a lot.
It's a lot.
But we shouldn't be eating red meat that much, you know? It should be a
True.
luxury.
We're on statins.
should
A
be-
treat.
It should be
We're all on
expensive.
statins.
But it is in
20
fact
milligrams.
ruining the planet.
What are you guys on?
I don't even know.
I don't either.
My God, I'd have
Yeah.
to look at my.
I get like
just
90 at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. All right, dude. Thank you so much for being
Thank
here.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me.
Will
I had a
you?
delightful time.
Will you just tell the people at home where they can follow you, or your Substack, or all of that, or the Pecking House info?
Yeah, sure. My Instagram is what? At eric.p.huang. My middle name is Patrick. Nobody knows why. It's not a Chinese name. My restaurant is called Pecking House. Don't forget the C, PECKING_house. And it links to my Substack, which is called A Chef at Last.
Hell yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for making the time to be
Thank
here.
you.
So, I had a
Really
wonderful
appreciate
time.
it.
Appreciate you having me.
Hell yes.
I'm looking at that chicken.
Well,
I mean, I'm sorry. I usually get cartilage, gristle, everything usually, but in the interest of tasting testing, I was.
we appreciate your couth. We are at Put It In My Mouth Pod across all platforms. If you would like to support us, we would also like that. Send us money. We'll use it to shoot episodes and edit and do all the fun
Buy
stuff.
fried chicken.
And buy chicken.
Nice.
Especially since, you're not too far away from him.
I'm really
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
I'm walking there after.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Thanks, Taste Buds, for joining us, Judith. I love you.
I love you too.
What is I like it? What I like it. I like it.
Put It In My Mouth podcast is recorded in New York City at WTF Studios and hosted by Lala Zimsky and Judith Basich. It's produced by myself, Lala Zimsky, and entirely self-funded. So if you would like to support or sponsor an episode, please reach out to putitinmymouthpod@gmail.com. We would love to take your money. You can also support us on all socials across the board at Put It In My Mouth Pod. Our intro and outro segments were created by Tyler Milliron. Our theme music was composed by Javier Dunn. Our editor is Saeem Asif. Please leave a review. It means the world to us and helps us get seen. Thanks for listening.